In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to set up user groups, or as they're sometimes called, roles, and also set up some users and their passwords. So I'm going to go into the program configuration screen, the groups and permissions tab, and just like the rest of the screens in the program, when you want to edit something, you left click on the row, and in this case we're in the basic user group in the access area configuration, and these are the permissions that are currently granted to the basic user. Suppose we don't want them to be able to delete a work order, just add a work order. We can uncheck this and click Save. From this point forward, anyone logging in as a basic user will no longer be able to delete work orders. One of the other little bit more sophisticated access areas is the inventory. So we'll go to Power User Group, Inventory Access Area. When I click on Inventory, you'll notice there's quite a few permissions. In fact, there's 2 tabs worth. So if we want power users to be able to edit the raw inventory, we would give them this permission. For approval level purposes, perhaps we don't want the power user to be able to approve or contribute to approving. I see it takes 2 signatures. Level 2 items on a requisition. Okay, so we've made a couple edits there. We could also change the level, the approval level, and this would affect all users. So perhaps we want to change the level 1, lower it down to, say for example, 2500. So this means that power users or anyone else who had this particular permission could approve things up to 2500, and it would only require 1 signature. So we'll click OK to change that level and then click Save. Okay, now if you need to add more groups and permissions, that can easily be done from the Options menu. Create new groups. So you're not limited to the ones that MaintSmart has in here. I see there's one here, group name, that was put in by a user. The product will ship with requester, power user, and basic. And then there's also a user group called administrator that you won't see in here, because by default they can go anywhere in the program and do anything in the program. And generally we recommend you're going to have at least 1 administrator to set the program up, because it requires that permission to even access this screen. It's best to have 2 or 3 in case someone is off on vacation or what have you. Okay, so let's go in and let's add a user. So I'll go to the Passwords tab. I click New, and I'll add a power user. And this power user will be, give them a username, give them a password, and then the user display name. This basically just appears on the area on reports that says printed by, and that's all this does. However, it is required. So you can also populate these other fields if you'd like, but as you can see, they're optional. So essentially that is how you work with user groups and users.